All right. So, not sure if we're live, but hopefully we are. Well, I guess we'll check the video after. All right. So, thanks everyone for joining. Today, we're going to be creating a Blazor WebAssembly or Blazor server component that is a bunch of social icons and links. So, we have here just a live stream with Rui, Hussam, and Mohammed. So, they're part of the Enable App team, and we'll kind of just be making this component as we go. And yeah, so let's switch over to what we're kind of working with right now, which is, so on the Enable App website, we have these links here, and we want to make those clickable links to different social medias, and we have 3 here, but ideally we might want 5 or the ability to add more. So how does that look like in the most, not the most efficient way, but how would you set that up in a fairly scalable manner to be able to maintain and update over time? So we're going to switch back to Visual Studio, and it's using hot reload right now. So if I go to Solution Explorer, and first off, normally you put your components in either a Razor class library that's in a separate project, that's either a private NuGet, public NuGet, or just a different project. But for now, just to make things easy, going to add it under pages and shared. So I'm going to say add. I use Mads Christensen's add new empty file. So this is a third-party plugin for VS 2022, which seems kind of crazy if you think of how good this thing is that they don't roll it in, but pretty cool. So we're going to say that this will be called let's say app social links dot Razor. Copy that. So that will just set up a basic empty page with nothing. And going back to Solution Explorer, we have this guy here, and I want like a nested code behind in there. You can actually add the code down here in the page if you want by using like code and then putting all your stuff there. And actually, just to show you, I believe, so if I say parameter, let's just say well, that's a Copilot working very well. So public string URL, maybe we'll just keep it like that, but we'll say URL Twitter. And basically if I click save, so if I don't have, like some people like to have it all in one file, there is pros and cons to either or. The pro is like everything is all in one file. You don't have to go digging around to find, what you're looking for. But it is also nice to have them separated because one behaves and looks and feels like a C# file.
Something went wrong.
And some of them in the other way, the code behind's like a C# file where this is like, sometimes the formatting can get a bit off. There is some limitations. I'm not sure if they fixed them in .NET 7, but you can't use string constants as routes in like if you do at page here. And if I say like, if I put a string const, like if I have not sure if we have any here, but it wouldn't let it. So you have to do in the code behind, you do like a route with the string const, but there's a bunch of other reasons. Yeah.
Can we put breakpoints at the page level, or
Yes,
is it just at the class level?
You can.
Okay.
That's a great question. You can in this block, right? And sorry, my response is on .NET 6. I know that they added a bunch of new debugging features and hot reload enhancements. What we've been wanting for like 5-6 years ever since Blazor was created was like the ability to set a breakpoint right in the Razor, right? Just like we could do in .NET Core, like with JavaScript and all that stuff, like at least on the way in. But you can set them here, and that's fine. And I think that now in .NET 7, it's worth a try. We should see. So we'll test that to see. But I know like in 6, as of 2 days ago or 1 day ago, you couldn't really, as far as I'm aware. So this guy here, I want to convert to a code behind, let's say. So I'm going to say, I think it's an information thing here. You do this, or quick actions and refactoring. Yeah, extract block to code behind. And for some reason it puts a very inappropriate amount of usings. You use everything. And then it didn't use file scope namespaces, so you can just press semicolon to get that. I like to keep the parameter stuff like on the same, whatever, to each their own. So this, it's kind of hard to, work with a little bit, when they're separated, but, a lot of people will just split it. So it's either below or above or whatever. So it's kind of easier to work with. So let's say, for example, I'll just hit save all, that this is passed in, right? So we're going to just say if string is actually, there's, if we use the type checking that's in the newer versions of C#, we could say if URL Twitter is string, and just doing that alone is a null check. So this is what Copilot's suggesting. It's saying store, if it is true, store that as a variable, okay? And then create an A with that target blank, which I believe is correct. And then this is using Bootstrap and that, and then the I class. It's almost perfect, I think, because I think FA is back. Like, we're so far past FA in Font Awesome that, normally you would do like FAL or FAS, but I think it's all backwards compatible. You can still do FA, but I wouldn't be the first person to say that Copilot suggested something wrong, but I'm wrong. Do you know what I mean? Normally Copilot's right. That's what I've seen in the past. So, okay, so that's what it did. Like, look at the time that saved us, right? I kind of like where, it's super small, like less is more. But, the amount of stuff that saved us is so invaluable. So I don't even know if that's the right code. So what we have to do is we have to go back over to this guy here. And what we're looking for is this. So I'm going to inspect just to see where it is on the page, so I can move back. And so it is an A in a list. Okay, so a div and then a UL, and this says TI. But let me just see if FA or FA and then fab. So fab and then FA, Facebook. Yeah, that worked. So fab is the brands library. Like if you do like in Font Awesome FAL, that won't work because they have specific brand ones. And then for some reason it seemed to drop it, or maybe that is the correct height. Okay, so that and that. So what we have to do is, and if we just rename this, let's see if that was the reason. No, it's like, so whoever made the template, Mo, like had it renamed, like they made it like that. It's like, okay, that's fine. There's a lot of, I'm sure there's a lot of spelling mistake typos in code. So like, I wonder if they scanned through all the repositories for misspellings, but anyways. Okay, so that, and then we're going to grab that. So back over here, and we're looking for in the triple W root, every Blazor Wasm, I guess, site, whether it's a standalone or it has a .NET Core server behind it. It has an index HTML or, an overridden one. So let me just close this for now. And we're looking for that social. Okay, so it's not in here. So that means it's probably in the layout. So we'll go back here. And think it's this one. Okay, so what we want to do is grab this, and we're going to replace that with app, social links. And so we do want to pass in these URLs. So we will, but let's just move this stuff over first. So we know we want to only write this HTML. Let's just add this here for now. So let's say, for example, you know, I don't know if there's like a great way, the most efficient way of doing this, but what I kind of want to say is private, private string is valid like list, right? Which is kind of like a function that says URL Twitter is string, and that's kind of it. What's the problem here? Cannot. Oh, sorry. Yeah, right. Cool. Okay, and then it's just saying probably because it. See, look at what it's trying to do. Thank you, Copilot. You know what? We're gonna be out of the job in a couple years, anyways. Let's do it, man. Email? No. Come on, give me something better. Fuck, just go with the flow. No, that's it. All right, fine, whatever. LinkedIn, GitHub. GitHub might be good to put in there too. Parameter. It's funny that it doesn't suggest Facebook. Oh no, it did. Sorry. Like just, and then string URL T I K. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Oh fuck. Fucking. You guys, have you guys signed up for Copilot?
I have.
Yeah, I have.
Oh my god. It's like it's I'm definitely ordering shawarma today. Telegram. Like, is Telegram a thing, or are they just fucking with us?
You know, it's a thing. It's like a, it's
Okay.
more of like a chat app, kind of like WhatsApp, but
So,
not really a social media. I wouldn't think so.
so I'm old. You know what I mean? Like, it's like anyways, okay, hold on, we'll go with the flow on that. Fuck. Skype? No. Whatever.
That's where you go for crypto insider trading,
Ah.
if that's your thing.
Yep. No, we did that. Okay, maybe it's running out of ideas. It's like, I gave you what I could. All right, so we're gonna say, for now, we'll just say if this is a string, or URL, let's just go in order. It'd be good if it write this whole thing. Oh wait, okay, so let's just try it with how it would do it. This became a Copilot video. So check all parameters to see if they are all strings. Okay, so I'm going to say private bool. Maybe it doesn't like that. Bool is params valid. Come on. Okay, whatever. Sometimes you can write a comment and it'll just do it. It'll, like, you know what I mean? But okay, so we're gonna say or URL Facebook is string it might pick up what I'm doing at this point. Or okay, I'll just do the next one. We have a GitHub. No, we don't. Not yet. Well, we do, but it's not public. Or URL Insta is string. So we have 4. We're missing TikTok. URL TikTok is string. Or Facebook, Instagram. No, it's 5, right? Mo?
Yeah.
Okay, so is valid list. So this is basically saying, hey, check all of these to make sure they're a string. So what the whole effort was for that, because for the most part, I mean, the main benefit of like, you know, having a strongly typed, and I use the term like strongly typed in a loose way because it's pretty much just, I don't know, it's all down in Blazor, sorry, in WebAssembly anyway. So I'm not sure how much strongly typed that becomes at that point, but you know, it's weird. But I want to say if it's a valid list, right? Then I want to write this stuff, because if it's not a valid list at all, I don't want it to write anything, right? Like, because if you don't do something like this, then you're always going to have these in the DOM. Like when I go over here and we put in this, it will, like if we just wanted that div and like, it would always show this. You with me? Regardless if, you know, or you check them manually, each one in here, but you still need to build this wrapper list around them, right? So you couldn't really do it at this level, right? Because, you know, you have to have like a parent. So now I'm going to take this guy and put it right in here. And let's just see if this is good. So the href, yes, and no, and that should be good. But this part, it doesn't look like, we'll leave it in to see like how good it worked. But fa insta, and okay, let's just comment that out because it might come in handy. It's like always like when you save your game, you know. And that should be good. So if we say save on this, and if we go back to oh yeah, it won't work because on this guy here, we're not passing in any URL. So first we'll pass in this copy hyperlink, URL Twitter. All right. Oh, hold on. What does it think it is? Is that it? Oh my fucking God. No, it's not. I'm going to put that just to see what it'll do. That's not going to work, but it like thinks it. I don't know. It's fucking awesome, man. I slam it, man, but it's going to put us all out of the job. I think a lot of people think that, but I think they'll still need like people to manage the beast, you know?
Yeah, like check it over and stuff.
Yeah. Hey,
So
when's
like
left?
now, quick question. So like
Yeah.
now, basically, how this works is, if for example now tomorrow we make like a Telegram or something, all we
Yeah.
have to do is add the URL there, and then we'll just put it into the
Yeah. Into
the
this
webpage.
block.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
cool.
Yeah.
That's
We
cool.
just have to basically, for each new one we support with this component, we just go and add more of these.
Mhm.
Now, for the most part, you could essentially, all you have to do to make this automated, so to speak, is have like a JSON file or some kind of mapping between like icon and social name, which we could totally pull from Font Awesome or other people, and then it would just basically you would pass in like a list of like strings, right? So it would just say URLs, and it would look in the URL to see, oh, that's Facebook, so I'm going to use this logo. You know, you could do stuff like this, but like for a first version, it's probably easy to just, you know, put in parameters for each. Do you know what I mean? It might be a more pleasant like API for a consuming developer. LinkedIn. Who knows? And last one is LinkedIn. What am I missing? Insta. It didn't do it for that. Okay, and then I'm just going to see if any of that stuff actually worked, but this one it doesn't like because of this. You have to put in 2, right? No. It doesn't like that at
two front slashes. In front of that, before the @ sign, actually, right? You have to escape the @
Yeah, we do. Okay, hold on. I think I know a way. I'm gonna like go into
yes,
C# and then make it back into a string, and then oh, you fuck. And then that is like that. You can get rid of these just for overquoting. So that's now a string, and that might be fine, right? Yeah. Okay, and then let's just say save. Let's go back to the web page because I haven't looked at the UI in a bit. And I'm not sure if it updated. Oh, it's probably because it's probably saying that it needs to restart. Yeah, so A for always. Go back here and it should refresh. Give it a sec. There. We go back to contact down here. See what we're missing here. All right. Right, it did make it a button. It's kind of weird. So FAL, right, because it needs to be FAB. And then for some reason, we did those social links. But if we go back to, we're missing something, some kind of styling on it. Is it, so LI? Oh, we're missing an LI. Okay, that's why. So the theme styling has to be like probably on the list level. And let's just save and go back, see if that's all it needed. Is it thinking whether or not it can do it? Refresh. It was a hard refresh to do that. Oh, sorry, contact. Getting close. Oh, because of the FAB. And let's just do an FALG. Save. So can do a hard refresh on that. Damn. Oh yeah, it's probably because .NET 6 like doesn't take advantage of that. It's, whoa, brutal. So sometimes like, you know, hot reload's pretty good to be able to, you know, work with stuff like that. But if we see it like going off like that, then probably not the best way to continue is like having the page refresh. So let's just look at this.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
So the hot reload is working the same way, sort of the way React works with the virtual DOM. So does it have like its own copy and it changes only certain components?
Yes.
Or
Yes, exactly. So it's I don't believe it's actually using like a shadow DOM, or there is the whole concept of like different spas use the shadow DOM, and I believe it's just looking for the very efficiently what has changed since you've updated it, and they're like live patching like a running app.
Right.
And there's a lot of like smart people that went into like all of that stuff, like, which is friggin' crazy to think that like something's right, Rui, like something strongly typed is like able to like refresh like a text file, like an HTML file.
Right.
Like what a awesome world we live in, right?
It is.
But I'm
It's
sure
a good feature.
yeah, I'm sure all the JavaScript libraries are still like, man, that stuff's so slow. But I think that's one of the reasons why Microsoft is focusing on that. So it was bugging out because of this. Okay, and so what we want to do here is let's see if it's smart enough to if it even put F here. You see that? So it learned from like the correction, and the rest is okay. So if pretty good, fab FA Instagram, okay, and then if one if LinkedIn. I don't know if it's like that. I'm going to leave it and see. That might be something weird that it added here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, and Twitter. Well, doesn't matter about the sort direction. I have no idea what the right approach is. URL. It put TT because this is actually like, and you know about this, Rui, where like, because I've used T up here, I can actually use T somewhere else. Like it's not scoped to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so which it's really powerful if you think about that. So I could say like, at T, and that should work. Yeah. Well, no, it's not working for some reason. But yeah, it should. There is, I think in C#, maybe not in Razor, but they can't really be. The whole thing is like you want to check for null and store it as a variable, and then but if it's not null, you would do like a return, right? But if it is, you want to continue to use that variable because it's already typecasted all the way down, right? So it's pretty cool. Maybe in the I don't know, maybe in Razor it's not, but in C# they do allow that. Okay, so this, and then we'll go save, and let's just see if that's hemorrhaging. So that's doing a full rebuild, and let's see how that works. Because I think we're done at this point, other than the glow, but I'm kind of partial to like 3 colors in an app. So like maybe the glow is essentially just the main theme, because they're all Twitter blue. So, but that works, right? So let's just test them out. It should open a new tab because it did blank. Okay, so I'll just click them all. Quick way to test. And this. Good. Okay, this one, yeah, we knew that. That was what it, Copilot suggested. Okay, so everyone worked except this one. Okay, so let's go back here.
I think it might be an issue with the Facebook link itself, actually. So, because it's a little bit of a weird link where it's like profile.php ID.
Yeah. Because it's a page, right?
Right. So I don't know if I have to. Do pages on Facebook have like
handles?
You can give them their own? Yeah.
Yes, and I'll show you. So we'll what we'll do, Mo, is we'll commit this component. And then you could just make a change to the params or whatever. But like I can show you that on, if I go over here and go to, and that's like .NET 7 speed. It's like so fast to come up. It's just like incredible. So if we go to services, and then what's it called on Facebook. You see how it has this?
Yeah.
I think you do have to go into the settings and like set one up.
Okay.
The Logan.dunning was taken, so I had to, it's always like whatever numbers are at the end is because the thing was taken, right?
Yeah.
So let's close that. Yeah, there is a way to do that. So let's just go back. And we are going to add to, no, on the main portfolio. Oh man, can't get compare with unmodified. Sometimes it's not easier to get to your changes. So this one here is right here. So weird how it like good. Is that reasonable? Then click save. And we'll just close all these because I'm kind of assuming we're good now. And we'll go back here. I think it refreshed. Yeah, now we just want to check that. Yeah, that's it. Cool. So if we go like this and we'll say close other tabs. Yeah, so that's a quick way of making a social component, and we'll probably just go and on the hover of those, change it to a different blue or something because they're all the same. But other than that, yeah, quick way to add it. It does require font awesome to get those icons when you're seeing that FAB and all that stuff. So I believe the FAB is all free, but they do have like paid ones, like if you wanted to change it to not the FABs, but like if you say FAD FA info circle. See how that's like a two-tone? FAD is like for dual tone. Anyhow, but then there's also like FAL. And there's a new one, which is, I think it's called FA-thin. No, FATH maybe, because FAL wasn't thin enough. So they added that other one. I forget what, it's probably an old, I don't have that version on here. But then there's FAS for like solid and FAR, which is like regular. Yeah. But anyhow, okay, so we'll just commit that and we're kind of good to go. So yeah, quick way of adding a social component to a Blazor WebAssembly application. Yeah. Any Rui and Mo and Sam, any questions before wrap up?
No, not for me, man. That was a good explanation.
Got on my
Yeah, awesome.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. And if you're looking for any helpful how-to videos from the group, please leave a comment on the video and we'll make it next time. Thanks.